Hello everyone, Board Game Lawyer here. It's Friday evening and I'm going to play some Marvel Champions from Fantasy Flight Games. And so this week I received the X-Men in the mail, and so far I have played one game with the new X-Men cards. Decided I'd play again this evening using Cyclops again. I used the pre-con deck the first time that I played with Scott Summers, and so this time I've decided that I'm going to do a little tweaking. I opened up the Mutant Genesis campaign box, and so I grabbed some of the cards out of there and I put them in my Cyclops deck that I'll use today. And I decided to build him with protection using some cards from the Colossus deck. All right, so then I also decided I'd play against one of my favorite villains in the game, Venom. So Venom comes into play with 17 hit points. We're going to be playing against standard Venom today. He has a toughness card that goes on him. He's full of vengeance. He has a forced response. After you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place one face down boost card on your identity. So we need to put that tough out there on Venom. He has a scheme of 1 and an attack of 2. So Venom is tough. Let's look at his main scheme. It says, leave us alone. It tells us that we use Venom and the symbiotic strength and the standard encounter set, which I've included in my deck, and one modular set down to earth. I took out down to earth and I put in the Brotherhood. So we have the Brotherhood of Mutants in my encounter deck today. Then as far as the setup is concerned, it says put the bell tower environment into play, quiet side, face up. So here's the bell tower, and here's the quiet side. It says if there's at least 3 chime counters here, flip this card, interrupt. When any amount of damage would be dealt to Venom by an attack, you may place that many chime counters here instead. And then if there's 3 there, then it flips over to its ringing side. So we'll put the bell tower in play. We'll just put it over here for now. And that'll be our side 1A of Leave Us Alone. If we flip over to our side 1B, it says forced interrupt. When Venom activates against you, move each face down boost card from your identity to Venom. If the stage is completed, the players lose the game. It begins with 2 threat on it, and it threats out at 10. So I'll go place 2 threat on to Leave Us Alone. And we've shuffled our obligation into our encounter deck, and so I'll just go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck and get it ready. Now, whenever I played my first game earlier this week, I shuffled in 2 copies of the standard set, which could have been awful, especially with all those advances in there playing against Rhino. But I didn't do that today. I just have 1 standard encounter set in my deck today. And I'll go ahead and shuffle my play deck. We'll look at Scott Summers. Scott Summers on his alter ego side says that you may include X-Men allies from any aspect in your deck. And whenever I opened up the Mutant Genesis campaign box, there were extra allies in there that I could include, X-Men allies. So I got Wolverine in there, put Professor X in there. It feels more like an X-Men team now. And he has constant training, which is an action. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. You can do this a limit of once per round. So action, search your deck for a tactic upgrade. I messed that up on my first playthrough too. I grabbed an event or something like that when I went back and watched the video. So hopefully I'll be more careful today. I got a chance to play 1 game under my belt with Cyclops. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better this time. Anyhow, he begins with a hand size of 6. And so I'll go ahead and grab up 6 cards. Here's the Beast. We grab Colossus. We also have the X-Jet. And Pin Down. We also have Powerful Punch. And Mutant Protectors. So play only if your identity has the X-Men trait. This is an event when an enemy attacks, put an X-Men ally into play from your hand, exhaust it, and declare it the defender for this attack. So we may not be using that one this round, so we'll toss that one off. When an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to the enemy. We probably won't be using that one either here in this first round. We have a Pin Down attached to a minion. There's no minions on the board. Max 1 per minion. Attached minion gets -2 attack, so we'll discard that one. Here's a support, the X-Jet, which says exhaust the X-Jet. Generate a resource for a player whose identity has the X-Men trait. Good card to keep. I like that. Colossus and Beast. I like the fact that Beast has 2 thwart. So maybe we'll hang on to the Beast and discard Colossus. We'll hang on to these 2 cards here, and then we'll draw 3 more. So here's our Wolverine. We draw Strength. Good. Got extra resource there. And we have Ricochet Beam. And we draw, let's see, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's our 6 cards. We've got Beast, X-Jet, Wolverine, Strength, Ricochet Beam, which is an attack superpower hero action. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. And there's another one of these pin down cards. So that pin down's probably going to be a resource. B says, after Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card and add it to your hand and shuffle. So we've got the X-Jet, which allows us to generate a resource. We could put it out, and it doesn't say anything about being a hero resource. It says, exhaust the X-Jet, generate a resource for a player whose identity has the X-Men trait. So my identity right now is a mutant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the 2 cards I kind of want to target, if possible. Maybe Beast first. But let's go ahead and take a look at this constant training action. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade. Add it to your hand. Limit once per round. So let's see what we got here. We've got Exploit Weakness, which is a tactic upgrade. We also have, here's a Priority Target, temporary. When attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. Okay. You know, since this first playthrough is going to most likely just be for a resource, maybe we'll grab that. When attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. Yeah, let me grab that. That'll go to my hand. That's an upgrade tactic. Yep. We'll shuffle our deck. And we'll put it on the table here. All right, so we've got Beast. We've got the X-Jet. All right, so we got 1, 2. Let's do this. Let's put Beast on the table. After Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card and add it to your hand. So we'll put Beast on the table using Strength, the Ricochet Beam, and Pin Down. So those will be our 4 resources to play Beast. And then it says, after Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card. So we'll search for that Strength card that we just used and add that to our hand. And then we have 4 resources we could use to put Wolverine on the table. I like that. Why don't we put Wolverine on the table? Yeah, let's do that. We'll use our 4 resources here to put out another X-Men. So Wolverine, if he attacks, says this is attacks gain piercing. After your turn begins, heal 1 damage from Wolverine. For 3 damage, we'll take 2 inconsequential damage. But we could put 3 damage on that bell tower. It says if there's at least 3 chime counters here, flip this card. So if we flip it over to bell tower now, it says increase all damage Venom takes by 1. If there's no chime counters here, flip this card. Forced interrupt when Venom attacks would deal any amount of damage to an identity. Remove that many chime counters from here. For each chime counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. All right, so bell tower. Okay, to an identity. If it's dealt to an identity, remove that many chime counters from here. All right, so we're going to put 3 chime counters on the bell tower attacking with Wolverine. And he'll take 2 consequential damage for doing so. And then Beast is going to remove 2 threat from Leave Us Alone. All right. So we'll exhaust him to do that. And we'll leave Scott Summers for now in his alter ego form so I can draw up 6 cards. So we've got Bait and Switch. We got Professor X. We draw Utopia. We have Perseverance. And we draw Ricochet Beam and the X Mansion. So let's take a look at some of these cards. These are new ones for me. I haven't even read them yet. Alter Ego Action, Exhaust X Mansion, heal 1 damage from a mutant. This is Alter Ego Action. Or X-Men character. Any player whose alter ego has the mutant trait may trigger this ability. Okay, so that's a good healer. And we got Professor X out there too. In our hand it says after Professor X enters play, we can confuse and stun things. We have Utopia. That's a good one as well. I like Utopia. After X-Men Allies enters play, exhaust Utopia, ready an X-Men character. That's good as well. So I like my hand going into the next round. So we'll ready Wolverine. We'll ready Beast. We'll place 1 threat on Leave Us Alone. Venom is going to scheme. And so he schemes for 1 plus 0. So we place an additional threat onto Leave Us Alone. And then we draw our encounter card against Venom. And it is the Lost Visor. Give to the Scott Summers player. Search your hand, deck, discard pile, and play area for Ruby Quartz Visor and place it face down under this card. Cyclops cannot attack. Alter Ego Action, exhaust Scott Summers, add Ruby Quartz Visor to your hand, and remove Lost Visor from the game. Let's look for our visor. And our visor is right here. All right, so we're going to put that, place it face down under this card. All right, so Alter Ego Action would be to exhaust Scott Summers, add Ruby Quartz Visor to your hand, and remove Lost Visor from the game. Works out that we are in Scott Summers form. All right, get myself a little drink. All right, that will end Venom's turn. And with that, we will take a look and see what we got here. Bait and switch. The villain attacks you. Remove 4 threat from the main. X Mansion. Exhaust X Mansion. Heal 1 damage from a mutant. Tell you what. Let's go ahead with Scott Summers. We are going to exhaust Scott Summers to add that Ruby Quartz Visor to my hand and remove this obligation from the game. So we got the Ruby Quartz Visor in hand. It generates a resource for the Optic Blast ability, which is Cyclops' ability. Now we will use our constant training action to search our deck for a tactic upgrade. So let's see if we can find a tactic. Is it just our deck? Search your deck for a tactic upgrade, add it to your hand. So here's a tactic upgrade. Attached to an enemy. It gets -1 attack. See if there's any other tactic upgrades that we could grab. No, don't think so. So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that practiced defense, and we'll add that to our hand. Yep, once per round. Very good. All right, practiced defense. So the X Mansion says, exhaust X Mansion, heal 1. Oh, and by the way, at the beginning of my turn, it said response, after your turn begins, heal 1 damage from Wolverine. All right, the X Mansion is an alter ego action. Exhaust X Mansion, heal 1 damage from a mutant or X-Men character. All right, so we will play that onto the table, and we will spend our bait and switch and our Perseverance to put out the X Mansion. We are in alter ego form, so we're going to exhaust the X Mansion to heal Wolverine for 1. And we do want to put that Ruby Quartz Visor out. So how about we take that Ricochet Beam. Utopia's nice too. Professor X. After Professor X enters play, choose one, confuse the villain, stun a minion, or ready an X-Men character. At the end of the round, if Professor X is still in play, discard him. Okay, so we got some options here. His Optic Blast ability says spend one resource of any type, deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. So we need an upgrade attached in order to use his ability in hero form. So that practiced defense will probably be a good one to have. That Ruby Quartz visor would also be good to put out. Utopia. Increase your ally limit by 1. After an X-Men ally enters play, exhaust, ready an X-Men character, and Professor X. I really like all of these cards, actually. Tell you what we'll do, though, is we'll start using some. So how about we put out the Ruby Quartz visor. We'll use the Ricochet beam. And we'll use Utopia to put out that Ruby Quartz visor. Or should we put out Professor X? Because we won't be able to use a Ruby Quartz visor just yet. Let's think about this. So if we put out Professor X, he could remove the thwart. Beast could remove the tough. Wolverine can start to do some damage. And we could flip to our other form and be ready for next round. So how about we let's put out the Ruby Quartz visor. Let's get it out while we can. We'll spend the Ricochet beam like we said. We'll also spend Utopia to do that. That means we'll flip over. We'll put that practice defense out there on Venom. Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy, temporary, which means this will go away at the end of the round. Attached enemy gets -1 attack. So while I'm in my Cyclops form, I could use that Optic Blast. Now I can spend a resource of any type, which we can spend it with our Ruby Quartz visor, to deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. Limit once per round. The advantage to that is exhaust this card, generate a energy resource. Your Optic Blast ability gains piercing and ranged. So we can pierce that tough card and we get +1 attack. So we'll do that. We're going to use the Ruby Quartz visor. Do we have to exhaust our character? Just exhaust this card. So we're actually going to do 4 damage to Venom, which is pretty sweet. So we knock his tough card off. We do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we got +1 of the bell tower over there. We do have to give ourselves, because he has that force response after we attack, which that is an attack, deal ourselves 1 face down boost card. 1 face down boost card. So we'll just put that on my identity here. And then Beast could either remove threat or do some damage. He could do 3 damage. Wolverine can do 4. For sure, let's attack with Wolverine. We'll do 4 damage with Wolverine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's down to 9. We'll deal ourselves another encounter card, which is a boost card. It's getting kind of crazy now. And I think with Beast, let's put those 2 consequential damage. With Beast, we'll just remove the threat. Yeah, we'll just do that. For now, get that 2 threat off of Leave Us Alone. We'll keep Professor X around for a minute. He might do us some good next turn. And we draw up 4 more cards for Cyclops. So now Venom's going to attack, but he's going to get a bunch of extra boost cards for that attack. We do have the bell tower in place, so that can reduce the damage that we take. Angel. We draw Field Commander. We also have Protective Training. And we have Polaris. After Polaris enters play, give the X-Men character a tough status card, like her. Excellent. Place one threat on to leave us alone. Venom is now going to attack. We're going to jump out in front of that attack with Beast. Beast is going to absorb some damage, hopefully. And so he's going to get 2 boost cards plus a third one. So we'll just reveal these here. It says remove 1 chime counter from the bell tower. And it's 1. It says here, exhaust a character you control. Let's exhaust Cyclops. And this one here says it has 2. So we've got 1, 2, which amounts to 1 because of practice defense. So 1 damage, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto Beast. Beast is defeated, and we do need to remove 1 threat from the bell tower, or chime counter from the bell tower. So that is Venom's attack. Beast is gone. And we will draw an encounter card, which is Now We're Angry. Attached to Venom, uses 2 rage counters. Venom's attack gain overkill. After Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove 1 rage counter from here. So whenever Venom attacks, he's not happy. He's +1. We place 2 counters here onto Venom. Venom's rage. Now we're angry. It is a condition that he has. All right, so it's the end of Venom's turn. So that will cause us to discard practice defense. Because of the temporary nature of this card. So it's discarded. Wolverine's going to heal for 1. Would love to heal Wolverine some more. Exhaust alter ego action. Exhaust X Mansion. Heal 1 damage from a mutant or X-Men character. Any player whose alter ego has mutant trait may trigger this ability. We're not a mutant right now. So we've got Professor X. After Professor X enters play, choose and confuse, stun, minion. We have Protective Training attached to an X-Men ally. 1 training upgrade. Attached ally gets +3 hit points. That's a nice one. Or we got Polaris. After Polaris enters play, give an X-Men character a tough status card. So Wolverine could attack without taking that consequential damage if we put Polaris out. And she can help us do some pretty good damage. It would cost 3. And I don't have a upgrade attached to Venom right now, unless it says deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. This is an attachment. It is not an upgrade. So, what's the Field Commander say? It says each Cyclops upgrade attached to a minion loses a temporary cure. So it has to be attached to a minion. So we could put Professor X out. After Professor X enters play, I could stun or confuse a minion already an X-Men character. You know, I was looking forward to Professor X. I just think he's a little bit more niche than... I was thinking that maybe that was a replacement for Nick Fury, but I don't know. Nick Fury is just strong. I do like Polaris. How about we do this? We'll put her out. It says, after Polaris enters play, give an X-Men character a tough status card. So yeah, we'll do that. Put Polaris out. It's going to cost us 3. So let's do these 3 resources right here. Yeah, we'll take Field Commander, Angel. Let's hang on to Angel. We'll get rid of these 3 to put out Polaris. And we'll give Wolverine a tough status card. All right, advantage. Wolverine can do 4 damage to Venom. He'll lose his tough card for the consequential. So 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. The bell tower is still ringing. So he takes 4 damage. Knocks him down to 5. And Polaris could do 3 more. We do have to put that boost card onto Cyclops because of that. Polaris is going to do 3 more damage to Venom. 1, 2, 3. Knocks him down to 2. And she'll take a consequential. And we got Angel in our hand. We'll just hang on to Angel. And we'll ready all of our cards. We deal ourselves another boost card because of Polaris. We'll ready Cyclops, Polaris, Wolverine. We'll hang on to Angel. And we'll draw 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards. All right, good. Like it. So we place 1 threat on to leave us alone. We can either take some damage on the Cyclops, or we could jump out in front with Polaris. I think Polaris is going to be the one who is going to absorb this attack, hopefully. And then it says, after Venom takes any... Oh, wait a second. We might have over... Oh, yeah, Venom's attacks gain overkill. Venom's attacks gain overkill, and he's +1. So he's 3 right now. Well, so he has 2 boost cards. Polaris, we've got 2 chime counters on the bell tower. We could defend with Cyclops. How about instead of losing Polaris, we'll just defend with Cyclops, because it's about the same amount of damage that we're going to take anyway because of the overkill from the Now We're Angry. So we're going to defend. Cyclops is going to defend this attack. We lose one of these chime counters, or rage counters, off of Now We're Angry. We deal ourselves a boost. So far we're sitting at, he's sitting at 3 damage. And these boost cards, there's 2. Resolve this card's when revealed ability, which is for whom the bell tolls, remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. If the bell tower's on its quiet side, take 1 damage. If it's on its ringing side, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. So remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower, which is going to flip it back over to its quiet side. Okay. And then it says, if the bell tower is on its quiet side, take 1 damage. Okay, so we're going to take that 1 damage. And then our last boost card is Homo Superior. Attach this card to a minion and give it a tough status card. I don't have any minions out right now, so that's handy. But he does do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage to Cyclops. And we lost our bell tower, so he's going to take 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we haven't even drawn our encounter card yet. Let's see what happens. Encounter card reads, caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card gains surge. Well, we'll get rid of the X Mansion because we want to keep our Ruby Quartz Visor in play. So the X Mansion, it's gone. Caught off guard is a good card. Discard once, upgrade or support we control. All right, so that's going to end Venom's turn. My turn begins, so we'll heal Wolverine for 1. We no longer have the attack bonus because of the bell tower. We could remedy that with Wolverine if we wanted to. If we wanted to, we could. We do have Angel. Reduce the cost to play Angel by 1 if your identity has a mutant or X-Men trait, which Cyclops does. We could put him out for 1. We could exploit weakness, increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from an attack by 1. Protective training. I like protective training too. We could. So this is what we could do. We'll put out protective training using. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do that. No, we can't because we want to put that exploit weakness on. We want to use our visor. It's Cyclops. He's got to use his ability. So let's hang on to powerful punch. When an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to that enemy. That was an expensive card. I wouldn't have been able to play near as much on my next turn, so that would have been a nice option had we used it before, but, how do you know? I do think that Polaris is just going to go ahead and do the 2 damage it takes to knock Venom off of his rocker there. So he's down to 0. Venom, stage 1 is defeated. We'll throw it underneath. And he has some stuff when he pops out, so he's going to have 18 hit points. We'll go ahead and adjust for that first. Okay, Venom has toughness, and he's steady. And it takes 2 now. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Tooth and Nail side scheme and put it into play. Let's find it. Tooth and Nail side scheme. Did I pass it all right? Nope, there it is right there. We put it into play. Response: after Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove an equal amount of threat from here. All right. Let's go ahead and put that 1 consequential onto Polaris too while we're thinking about it. Tooth and Nail comes into play with 8 threat on it. Hopefully we can do 8 threat or 8 damage to Venom this round. So we'll put the bell tower, we'll put it right over here for now. We'll bring Tooth and Nail out and we'll put the 8 threat on it. Like it. All right. Then it says Vengeance Force Response. After you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place 1 face down boost card on your identity. There we go. After you attack and damage Venom. So we attack, damage Venom. From what I understand, that forced response still happens. If I understand the rules correctly, that we'll get that boost card. Because we did damage with Polaris. So now the advantage to the Ruby Quartz Visor is that it gains piercing if we do damage with it. So we could do 3 damage with the visor if we could attach an exploit weakness card to him, which we'll do. We'll spend let's do Powerful Punch. Yeah, we'll spend Powerful Punch to put exploit weakness on Venom. Now it increases the damage each enemy takes from attack by 1. So we'll do 4 damage with our visor now onto Venom. So it knocks his tough card off and does 4 damage, drops him down to 14. That takes 4 off of here. So 8 goes down to 4. And then since he does have that exploit weakness, increase the amount of damage the enemy takes from each attack by 1. So Wolverine's going to attack for 4. That'll knock out Tooth and Nail. That's discarded. And it takes Venom down to 10. Venom's looking good. He's still got that overkill, though. I don't like that. And we place 2 consequential onto Wolverine. we have anything else we could do? We got Angel here. Reduce the cost to play Angel by 1 if your identity has the mutant or X-Men trait. Protective training, we can't afford. Would be nice. But we'll go ahead and we'll put Angel out for 2 resources. So we use energy to put Angel out. And Angel is going to do 3 damage. Yeah, Angel's going to do 3 damage to Venom. Yes, sir. Now we gotta think about what we just did here. So when we damage with Polaris, we put a boost card on. Oof. This could be terrible. This could be very terrible. Yeah, you know what? Maybe Angel, instead of doing that 3 damage to Venom to knock him down to 7, instead, let's flip the bell tower. Because we got to deal ourselves 1, 2, 3 boost cards. Ugh. 3 boost cards to Cyclops because of the damage from Polaris, because of the damage from the visor, and the damage from Wolverine. 1, 2, 3. That puts him in a really... That's a tough spot. So let's think about how we want to use Angel here. Do we remove a threat? Do we only 1 measly threat? Think about that for a second. It's going to be 1 threat off of Leave Us Alone. He's going to scheme for 2 plus 4 cards. If he hits 9, the game is over. And if he uses this We're Angry because it has overkill, I'd think that what we really need to do is remove a threat instead. Off of Leave Us Alone and take our chances, because overkill is going to... I've only got 3 health left. So yeah, we'll flip over to our Scott Summers side. That does allow us to go try to find a tactic upgrade from our deck. Let's see what's left in our deck. Is there anything there that can help us? Attached enemy gets -1 attack. 1 per enemy. Attached to an enemy, not really going to do us a lot of good. And let's see what our card is. It is Protective Training. We could use that card to attach to an X-Men ally and to give them +3 hit points. We could do that. Yeah, so let's go find our upgrade tactic and use it to spend to put Protective Training onto this X-Men ally, Mr. Wolverine here. All right. Shuffle my play deck together. And we're going to take our chance. If Venom decides that he wants to scheme for a ton, the game is over. If not, there's a very, very, very good chance that we could end the game on our next round. Okay, so let's deal ourselves. Let's ready everything. Keep in mind he's already got 3 boost cards. We got Protective Training. We got Polaris. We've got the Angel. Quartz Visor. Draw 6 cards. We draw Exploit Weakness. Perfect. We need that. Tactical Brilliance. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic. Okay, that's an event. We have Defensive Energy. Another one. We have Nightcrawler, and we draw the Danger Room. After an X-Men enters play, exhaust Danger Room, search your deck and discard pile for a training upgrade added to that ally. Okay. There's our cards going into our next turn. 1 threat gets placed on to Leave Us Alone. Venom is going to scheme for 2. plus 3 cards, plus 1 is 4 cards. This could be the worst decision I've made. Let's see if it is. Enraged Symbiote. Put Enraged Symbiote into play, engaged with you. He has a guard. Plus he's going to scheme. We have For Whom the Bell Tolls. When revealed, remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. If the bell tower is on its quiet side, take 1 damage. If it's on its ringing side, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. Well, it's on its quiet side. We didn't attack the bell tower. Probably should have. We're going to take 1 damage. For Whom the Bell Tolls. But there's no boost icons. That's good. Next, we have Biting Retort. Remove 1 chime counter from the bell tower. There is 1 boost icon there. And we have Unstable Sentience. Surge. When revealed... Oh, no. It's a boost. If this activation is attack, it gets plus 2 boost icons for the attack and gains overkill. It is not an attack. We may have survived. I don't know. So scheme for 2. Plus 1 is 3. That's it. Love it. Here it is. And then that Enraged Symbiote is also going to scheme. He's a guard. While its minions engage with you, you cannot thwart the main scheme. And he has Patrol. So I can't attack, and I can't thwart the main scheme. There it is. Now for the encounter card. The encounter card is the Blob, and he's a guard. After Blob attacks and damages a character, stun that character. We have a Brotherhood of Mutants minion who has entered play. We'll stick him over there. Got a mess here, that's fine. It's a big battle. There's a lot of stuff going on. So this Exploit Weakness card is going to go away. We got to get rid of these guards before we can do anything with Venom. We have Tactical Brilliance. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. All right. Danger Room. We've got Nightcrawler. When an X-Men character would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, spend a energy resource and return Nightcrawler to your hand. Prevent all of that damage. All right, we got to get the Blob out of here. Got to get the guard off the table. How are we going to do that? Hero Interrupt. When you spend this card to play a defense event, draw 1 card. Not happening. Not right now. Exploit Weakness. Increase the amount of damage attack the enemy takes from each attack by 1. We do get to heal Wolverine for 1. And we also get to search for a tactic upgrade and add it to our hand. Okay. So tactic upgrade. Let's see if there's any left. We have 1. Ooh, nice. Priority target. Maybe we could put a priority target out onto the table. And let me shuffle these up. Put a priority target out. Maybe that'll do us some good. It says attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy, temporary. When attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. That could be a way to get 2 more cards in our hand. So how about we put the priority target onto the Enraged Symbiote. Polaris can knock out the Enraged Symbiote. And I get to draw 2 cards. That could be helpful. Only problem is Polaris is gone now. May need her. All right. I'm going to draw 2 cards. We draw Full Blast. When you use your Optic Blast ability, exhaust Cyclops. This attack deals 8 additional damage and gains overkill. Oh boy. All right. And we got Phoenix. What can we do? Yep, I think this could be good. Could be good. Oh, yeah. Prevent all of that damage. Nightcrawler would be awesome to get out right now. Full blast. So can we knock out Blob? Can we knock him out? We're going to have to put that exploit weakness on somebody. Increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. And we have Nightcrawler, too, that we could put out. Oh, boy. So it says, after Phoenix enters play, choose a Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. That full blast would be a great one to add to our hand. Did I do everything right there? That priority target, yeah, attached to an enemy. Feed it, draws 2 cards. So, yeah, so far so good. I don't have another upgrade, do I? I don't have another upgrade. So let's start off with this. Let's put exploit weakness onto the Blob. It's going to cost us 1 to do that. We'll use our defensive energy to do that. We could do full blast. When you use your optic blast ability, exhaust Cyclops, this attack deals 8 additional damage and gains overkill. Well, right now we increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. So he's sitting at 6. He's a guard. When you use your optic blast ability, exhaust Cyclops, this attack deals 8 additional damage and gains overkill. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, actually. I don't think so. I think we need to save that exploit weakness for Venom. So we're going to have to somehow figure out a way to get Phoenix on the table. Yeah, we'll do that. So Phoenix is going on the table. After Phoenix enters play, choose a Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. I think that's what we'll do. So instead of spending that resource to put that full blast onto, or putting that exploit weakness onto Blob, instead we're going to spend 3 resources to put out Phoenix. So we have Wolverine on the table. Polaris is gone. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so Phoenix is on the table. We're going to spend Danger Room, defensive energy, and defensive energy to put out Phoenix. Choose a Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. So let's go look for our Cyclops card to put into our hand. And we'll just grab any old one for now. How about we grab priority target? Yeah, we'll grab this one. This is a Cyclops card. Enters play, Cyclops card you discard pile, add it to your hand. So we're going to put that priority target on Blob now. Phoenix is going to attack the Blob for 2. Boom. Hits him for 2. We'll just keep that in mind. We're going to attack with Angel for 2. So that does 4 damage to Blob. And then Wolverine's going to attack for 3. That'll knock Blob out. We do place our consequential damage on Wolverine. Remember, he has that protective training. Angel hits for 1. So the priority target goes off. When attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. So we're going to draw Tactical Brilliance, and we'll draw the Genius card. Hero action, Thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic card in your discard pile, add it to your hand. I like that. Let's remove some threat from Leave Us Alone. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to flip over to our hero side first. Then we can use our Tactical Brilliance, spending 2 resources to knock 3 resources off of Leave Us Alone. And do we have another Tactical Brilliance? I'm just trying to do this cleanly. That would be cool. I don't know if I have another one in my deck or not. Let's see. I don't see another one that I could have grabbed. Nope. That's fine. We'll just grab Ricochet Beam. It says choose a tactic card in your discard pile, add it to your hand. So that's not a tactic card. That's an event. Couldn't have grabbed the one what I was after anyway. So we'll just grab priority target. It's a tactic event. We'll put it in our hand. But we had another one of those. Tactical Brilliance. We could spin Nightcrawler. Let's see, we're getting too cute here. Tactical Brilliance. Yeah, we could do that. So we'll spend these 2 cards to play the other Tactical Brilliance that we got in our hand. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic card in your discard pile. Add it to your hand. Now we got the main scheme cleared all the way, and we'll go find. Oh no, we're getting too cute. Forget that. We're just getting way too cute here. Let's just do it. Let's just finish this game. We won't worry about it. I didn't leave myself enough resources, so sorry about that, everybody. We're just going to go ahead and put that exploit weakness on the table. And now we can use our full blast. We'll have to spend 1 to do that. Full blast, when you use your optic blast ability, exhaust Cyclops. This attack deals 8 additional damage and gains overkill. So he does 3 damage plus 8 damage, which is 11 damage. Plus we have exploit weakness on Venom. So we're going to knock Venom all the way down to 0. And that's going to defeat Venom using the X-Men. So that was a really fun game. Enjoyed it a lot. Let's just do a little bit of cleanup, and then we'll look at some of the cards that I got in my deck here. We know what comes in Cyclops. We decided to use Wolverine, and we also decided to use some protection cards, although I did not make good use of the protection cards, really. Not necessarily. They didn't really come into play. Those X-Men are just so strong with Cyclops. So we have had all these upgrades that we could use. What an awesome event. Good timing. Hero Interrupt. When you use your Optic Blast plus 8, that's huge. That was a huge blast. So we have Phoenix, we have Wolverine and Angel. Those guys are out. Let's see what other X-Men we had in our deck. We had Nightcrawler. He reads, when an X-Men character would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, spend an energy resource, return Nightcrawler to your hand, prevent all of that damage. Good card. We also have Polaris that we decided to use. And we've got Professor X. We have the Beast. Colossus. As well as some nice supports that are thematic. The Danger Room. Also included the X Mansion. Utopia. And the X Jet. All of which look like they'll be fun to include in the deck and build around. So lots of X-Men, new cards to play with, lots of fun. Enjoying Cyclops so far. Naturally, this is one of my first games playing with Cyclops, so there's a chance that I made some mistakes in the game. If there are any, you know the drill. I don't mind. You can put them in the comments down below. Always love to hear from everybody. And what are your thoughts on Cyclops? Do you liking Cyclops so far, or do you like some of the other X-Men that came in the box? Do you like Cyclops better? Do you like playing with the new Phoenix card, Jean Grey? What's your thoughts? How you liking X-Men so far? Please leave those in the comments too down below. And if you would like to see future versions of videos that I produce, like and subscribe. Never hurts to do that, to see when something new pops. And I thank you for watching today. And I hope to bring you, friends, another video again very soon. Thanks for watching, friends.